gonna do to start, I'm gonna have you come down to your mat, get into Shavasana. And this is optional, but I'm gonna have you place a blanket over your belly. Kind of like lower half of your belly here. And just place your hands on top. Now you can just use your hands if you prefer, or if you have a weighted pillow, that would be great. Something you use for breath training. But essentially we'll be here a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna center the body here. So kind of allowing the hands to rest, giving the belly some resistance to facilitate some breath training, essentially, because when you're giving the belly a little bit of resistance, you actually encourage deeper breathing. Breathing into the belly instead of into the chest. So taking a few seconds just to even roll out the wrists a little bit, roll out the ankles while you're in Shavasana. Maybe just, sliding the head from side to side, moving the shoulders up and down. So just a little bit of movement to support your body and relaxing. And allowing every point along the back of the body, so back of the head, backs of the shoulders, upper back, down along the rib cage to the glutes, down along the backs of the legs to the heels, allowing all those points to really give in to the support of the floor. Surrender to the yoga mat underneath you. So much of our day requires us to be on in so many ways, for other people, for ourselves, for our jobs, for everything. And so, in particular, these next 2 minutes, just allowing gravity to do its thing and the floor to support you. And if you have your hands on your belly or the blanket, just noticing if that is facilitating some deeper breathing for you. And moving into this practice with the knowledge that when we breathe, we want our bellies to expand on the inhale and then fall back toward the spine on the exhale. Inhaling to fill the belly, exhale, allow the belly to relax. So making a conscious effort as you relax to breathe into your belly. And then noticing in your body, maybe your rib cage, that area in your chest is tight. Maybe your breathing is a little constricted as you wake up this morning. Maybe your shoulders, neck, jaw, down toward the hips, lower back, knees. Just kind of taking a quick inventory of any spots that are speaking to you this morning. When we're ready to begin the movement, making sure to take care of those spots. Keeping the movements within a range that feels safe and comfortable to all the parts of your body. And then taking a couple more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, rolling on to one side, just coming into that fetal position. Pausing here for a breath. And then using your hands to come up and finding your tabletop position. Just making sure any blocks or blankets, any pillows that you were using, push them off to the side so you have a lot of space for your practice. And then coming into tabletop, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, and we're just going to breathe here in our cat-cow sequence. So exhaling to pull the belly in, rounding the back. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, and just moving at your own pace here. So as the belly drops and the back arches, we inhale to fill the space, and then rounding the back, pulling the belly in toward the spine, exhale. Being conscious here to breathe as much as it feels good, meaning we don't want to force the exhale beyond what feels natural, but just a natural exhale, and the movement continues as long as the inhale continues and as long as the exhale continues. So really allowing the breath to dictate the pace and the range of these movements here, cat-cow. And then from there, we're going to actually kind of make circles with the hips here, just kind of warming up the body, really getting a nice stretch in the side body, coming back almost into child's pose, and then coming forward a little past the wrists. As long as this is comfortable for your wrists and comfortable for your shoulders and hips and knees. Just doing a few in both directions. I like this because it kind of helps to open up the side body a little, so I feel like I can breathe a little better in the morning if I do some of this. I mean, at night this is good to do before you go to bed. Good. And then finding a tabletop again. And remember, you can always make fists with your hands if you feel like your wrists need a break. Go ahead and extend that right leg back. And with the breath, we're just going to do some leg lifts here. So taking an inhale, lifting the leg, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Really engaging those hamstrings and glutes and everything so that the leg is doing the work to lift, engaging the abdomen. And then on the next inhale, we're going to hold. Then we're going to take the left arm, bend the arm, elbow to knee on the exhale. Inhale, extend, elbow to knee. Extend, elbow to knee. One more, extend, elbow to knee, and then coming back to your tabletop. Good. Extending the left leg back. Taking an inhale, lifting that left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. Lift and hold. Right arm comes off the floor. On the exhale, knee to elbow. Extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Extend. One more. And then back to your tabletop. And from here, go ahead and come into child's pose. Spread those wide. Extending the arms out, really getting a nice stretch here. Or if arms at the sides feels better, you can do that as well. Bring the forehead to the floor and just breathing here. Catching our breath. And then when you're ready, back to your tabletop, pausing for a breath. And then we're going to tuck the toes, place the hands a little further away from the knees. Take an inhale, coming into your first downward facing dog. And from here, we're just going to take the stretch, so a nice stretch in the legs. I feel a stretch in the arms a little bit. Maybe pedal the feet, just to kind of give the legs a chance to stretch out a little bit more. Sending that tailbone back towards the back of the room, making sure the head is kind of neutral here, so we're not tucking it under or wrenching the neck. And then we're just going to walk the feet forward, coming into your forward fold. Pausing here for breath. Taking an inhale for a half lift. And exhale, folding forward. And taking an inhale, coming all the way up. Arms reach up toward the sky. And exhale, bringing the arms down. So finding your Tadasana here. And we're just going to warm up the body a little bit more. So let's start by, let's kind of shake out the wrists. And actually, one thing that's really good is if you bring your hands, kind of like fold your fingers together. Oh, sorry, actually, we're going to cross the forearms, palms together, fold the fingers, kind of bring the arms in, unfold, fold them up. This is a good way to really kind of unwind the wrists afterwards. Do it the other way. Just kind of give the wrists a little love. Good. And then kind of continuing to warm up the body. We're going to inhale the arms up. And exhale, we're just going to bend the knees and bring them down. So inhale up. Exhale, swing the arms down, bend the knees. Inhale, come onto the toes if you want to. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. So this is a really good, like, full body wake up. Good. And then coming back to your Tadasana. Let's bring the hands to the shoulders. So fingertips on the shoulders. We're just going to make circles here, really opening up those shoulder joints. And these can be as big or as small. They need to be if your shoulders are tender, just don't have a great range of motion. Little circles, or even just do this. This is all you have. And go in both directions, whatever it looks like for you. Good. And then we're just gonna shake that out. Spread the feet a little wider, about the width of your mat, and we're just gonna twist. Go ahead and let the hands kind of lightly tap the body. Kind of feels good. Back and forth. Waking up that mid body a little bit. Good. Find your Tadasana. We're going to bend the neck down gently. Do some rolls here. So rolling the neck very gently to the right, all the way around. Kind of matching it to the breath. So on the inhale, coming to one side, and exhale, coming around the other side, bending forward. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll do the other side or the other direction. And this, again, if you have neck stuff, just keep these circles really small. Or, so make sure you do 3 on each side. Another way to do this is just, you can bring one hand to make right hand to the left temple, and just do a gentle stretch like this. Barely pulling at all. Same thing on the other side. Just kind of bring some length into this area. This can get really tight at night. Good. Warm warming up the shoulders. And then making sure we're in our Tadasana stance. So knees are under the hips, ankles under the knees, shoulders down. We want to engage the belly, long in the lower back. Taking an inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, we're going to come into chair pose here. So just holding chair pose for a couple of breaths. And then inhale, everything, lengthening everything. Exhale, coming down again. Inhale up. Exhale, holding chair pose. Arms can be in goal pose, or if you want the full extension of the pose, really stretching those arms out, getting a stretch in the back. Maybe even wiggle a little, really wiggle into that stretch. And then inhaling everything up, exhale down. Good. So going ahead from here, coming into Warrior One. So Warrior One legs. That means you've got one foot with the toes pointing forward, one foot behind. I've got my feet in parallel tracks, making sure everybody can see. So I don't do one foot behind the other in Warrior One. I literally go from my Tadasana into Warrior One, my feet almost like I'm on the elliptical or cross-country skiing. Parallel tracks. So bending that front knee, engaged in that front leg, engaged in that back leg. Inhaling the arms up, straightening the legs. Exhale, bending that front leg, coming into your Warrior One. Engaging everything. Back leg is strong. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Bending the leg. And then we're going to drop the arms, straighten the leg, do one more. Inhaling the arms out wide, leg is straight. Exhale, coming into Warrior One. Holding for a few breaths. And then inhaling the arms long, foot comes forward, back to Tadasana. So now I'm stepping my left foot back, right leg is forward. But on the other side, if you are not matching me exactly, it doesn't matter. Inhale the arms up, straightening the leg. Exhale, bend, Warrior One. Inhale up, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend. To the side here. Inhale up, straightening everything. Exhale, bend. Holding your Warrior One. Engage in the back leg. Engage in the front leg. Lower abdomen's engaged. Long in that lower back. And dropping the arms. Inhaling, or actually straightening the leg. Inhaling everything up. Everything's long. Exhale. Warrior One. Full extension of the pose, or expression of the pose. The arms extended. Breathing here. And then inhaling, exhale, back to your Tadasana. And then from here, coming toward the front of your mat, if you're not already there, inhaling the arms up, exhale, folding forward, inhale, half lift, and exhale, coming down onto your hands and knees, and then from here coming down onto your mat. Keeping the legs bent. We're just going to do a couple of stretches here. So taking the right leg to a modified pigeon, so the right ankle comes onto the left knee. And this is enough. If you don't have a lot of stretch in you for this pose, that's okay. Otherwise, the hands come underneath the left hamstring and pulling the legs toward the body for a nice piriformis stretch. The back of the leg, near the glutes. Just giving the lower body a little bit of love here. Breathing. releasing that down. Maybe pushing on the right knee really gently just to get a little bit of a stretch in the lower back here. You can sometimes feel it near the base of the spine. And then leg comes down, so both feet are flat. We're gonna extend the right leg, pull the left knee in, just getting a little stretch on the left side of the body and even down the right leg. And then releasing that. Feet flat on the floor. Do the other side, so left ankle comes to the right knee, pulling that right leg towards the belly, getting a stretch on the left side. Breathing here. And then dropping everything down. Left leg goes out straight, long, pulling that right knee in, getting another stretch on that right side, to the hip, down the left leg. And then extending everything long. Bringing the feet back flat on the floor. Now, two choices here. If you don't really have a bridge practice and you don't want to do that, it's fine. You can actually just do what's called inverted action pose or sleeping tiger. So literally lifting the legs and the arms up straight, palms and soles of feet are face the ceiling. Or if you want to first come into a bridge pose, just bringing the feet flat on the floor, close to the glutes, taking an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to lift the hips, bringing the hands, clasp the fingers underneath the glutes, pushing those hips up toward the ceiling. Really strong in the legs, and making sure we're not collapsing here in the throat. So it's typical to bring the chin towards the chest, but we want to keep this space open. We're not pressing the neck into the floor, just keeping it open. Breathing here, engaged in those glutes, engaged in those thighs, engaged in those hamstrings. Taking an inhale, and exhale, allowing the lower back to fall gently to the floor. If you haven't done inverted action pose, take it for a couple of minutes, just a few breaths. You can also do happy baby here, so grabbing the outsides of the feet. Really any restorative little stretch here to kind of thank your body for these 20 minutes or so of activity. And then when you're ready, stretching everything out long to come into your Shavasana. If you want a blanket or any props, go ahead and grab them. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. And just noticing as you surrender to the floor for a second time, any difference if your body feels more energized. Maybe any tight spots feel a little more open. Maybe your breathing is a little better. The sense that your belly is really filling up on those inhales and really relaxing toward the spine on those exhales. Just taking a moment of gratitude to yourself, to this day, for having the time to practice. Much gratitude to all of you from me for joining me. I appreciate your support. I encourage you to stay in Shavasana. I just allow your body to breathe for a few more minutes if you haven't. Otherwise, I'll close the practice here. Sending light and love. Namaste.